Namaste. I honor you, the light that is in you, that is also within me, and this opportunity to explore unity, to explore oneness in this life. Today I wanted to share a little, very quick grounding practice. If you know me, a lot of people would describe me as someone who's really calm and peaceful, someone who just like brings those chill vibes, which I do, and I love to do that for other people, and I love to be peaceful. But a lot of times the experience that I have for myself when I am not diligent is an experience of really intense anxiety and fear, being out of body. So instead of being really present and solid and still and grounded, I can really quickly get to a space of anxiety or of worry or being really in my head. I'm an air, sun and moon, not much earth in the chart. So yes, being grounded, that's something that I really want to be dedicated to every day. And if that's you, if you are someone who struggles to maintain stillness and peace, or someone who would like to bring more stillness and peace into your life, yoga can really help with that. Won't always be easy to begin with, but it has very impactful benefits, I would say. So this practice, we're outside, best place to ground if you can get outside. If not, that's okay too. Vrksasana, or tree pose, is kind of like that iconic yoga pose. It is one of the poses that I really love to practice grounding in, especially next to, in front of, around trees. They have a lot of wisdom, they have a lot of beautiful energy to share with us, and that we can share with them too. So I'm going to start off laying down on my back. So if you want to find a comfortable space to lay down, and go ahead and lay down on your back. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Full breath out of your mouth. Another deep breath in through your nose. And exhale. So starting this process of presence by bringing our right hand to the center of our chest and the left hand to the center of our stomach, making that connection between your palm and the surface of your skin, your body. Feeling your chest, your stomach rise and expand as you breathe in and out. Really connect with yourself. For me, I notice when I bring my hands to these spaces, when I focus on my breath, it brings this instant dropping in sensation where I'm fully here. feel safe and present. And I like to also imagine roots growing from the back side of my body, reaching down into the earth, grounding, connecting my entire body into the surface of the earth. With your next breath in, go ahead and extend both arms alongside your ears. And gently start to draw your lower abdominal muscles upwards. So as you're tucking your tailbone, creating an active engagement of the lower belly. Actively reach through your feet, through your hands, and release. Start to bend your knees, bring the bottoms of your feet onto the ground. And then go ahead and bring the bottoms of your feet together as you let your knees fall down on either side. So you want to check in here and notice to what extent your hips are able to open here. When we go ahead and stand up in tree pose, you don't want to be focusing on forcing your hips to open. You want to find that space, that openness that is natural for your body, that honors your specific, unique hip structure. Take 3 breaths here. Begin to roll over onto your side. Pause here as you draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And go ahead and use your hands to press yourself up to a seat. Extend both of your legs out in front of you. Pause here, draw the lower abdominal muscles in. You'll see this is kind of a common theme here. Lift through the pelvic floor, extend all the way through the top of your head. An engaged, tight, active body without being rigid, without struggling or straining to be here. And then start to bend your right knee, bring the inside of the bottom of your right foot to your inner left thigh. And keeping that lower abdominal muscle active, start to walk your hands out in front of you. Keep your left toes flexed. So walk your hands until you come to your appropriate edge point. So you'll start to feel that hamstring turn on. If your hamstring is really tight, you don't want to force here because that tension will be transferred to your lower back. So also keep in mind where your right foot ends up here. If it's accessible for you to bring that right foot all the way up to the inside of your upper left thigh, you may be able to do that when we get into tree pose. If not, go ahead and try bringing your right foot down to the inside of your calf or at your ankle. Allow your eyes to close. Your sitting bones to ground down into the earth. 3 more breaths here. To walk your hands back in towards your hips. Extend your right leg. And now start to bend your left knee. Bring the bottom of your left foot either to your ankle, your calf, or the inside of your upper right thigh. You want to stay away from resting at your knee joint. Draw the lower abdominal muscles in, root down into the earth, and then start to walk your hands out in front of you. Four more full cycles of breath here. To walk your hands back towards your hips. And sweep that left leg or right leg back behind you. Come up onto your hands and knees. And start to roll all the way up to standing. So we're going to work a little bit with mountain pose, Tadasana, as we start to get a little bit more of that ability within our bodies to ground, to maintain balance. So you want to start by looking down at your feet. Your feet, all 10 toes, all 4 corners of your feet should be firmly planted down on the ground. So you may be able to lift your toes up, wiggle your toes around, while keeping those 4 points of your feet grounded into your mat. So that's below your big toe, below your baby toe, and then either side of your heel. So moving up, we're really pressing our toes down into the ground, almost as if we could grab at the earth with our feet. The kneecaps are lifted. Moving up, pelvic floor is drawn up, lower abdominal muscles engaged, drawn inwards and up. Roll your shoulders down and back, open your palms to the front of the room. Reach the crown of your head, so just as when we were laying on our backs with our arms extended, as if you could reach all the way through the crown of your head. So be mindful of if you have your tailbone sticking out, if you're kind of like sticking your butt out a little bit, you want to scoop your pelvic bowl under. And that'll happen as you draw your lower abdominal muscles in. your chest is really pushed out, wrap and pull down and inwards. Hold here in Tadasana. 3 breaths. Rooting into the earth through your feet, reaching for the sky through the crown of your head. Active fingers. If you can envision the energy from the earth moving up through your body, as the energy from the sky moves down through your head, they both meet at your heart center as the earth and sky energy is exchanged. And relax. So if you've never practiced Vrksasana or tree pose before, go ahead and try just bringing your foot to your ankle first to get your balance so that you can sort of get a feel for what it will be like. So I'm going to start with my right foot. I'm going to ground my left foot down into the earth just as we did in Tadasana. And as I start to lift my right foot, I'm going to bring the bottom of my foot to the inside of my ankle. Hands are on my hips. You can try keeping your toes lifted off the ground, or for extra stability, you can let your toes touch down on the ground. If you're here and you're not really feeling much, you'd like to continue going on, you can lift up to inside of your calf. If you'd like to continue on still, you can grab hold of your right ankle and place it up on the inside of your left thigh. From there, you can experiment with keeping the hands on your hips or lifting them, bringing your hands together at heart center, or starting to press that prayer mudra, Anjali mudra, up towards the sky. If you're here, you want to make sure your shoulders are not raised up into your ears. You want to roll them down and back. Actively press your hands together. If you are really experienced with tree pose and you would like to try closing your eyes, holding on to your sense of balance and stability while your eyes are closed, it's a challenge. Find a focal point somewhere out in front of you as you focus on grounding into the earth. It's okay if you fall and come back into the posture. The lower abdominal muscles are drawn in, really helping me to stay balanced. My feet, my toes are really actively grabbing at the earth. And exhale, release, shake your body out a little bit. Balance is a really, really excellent way to test not just your strength physically, your ability to balance physically, but also mentally. It's keeping that focal point, keeping your thoughts steady, your body active, committed to this moment. We'll go ahead on to the other side. I'm grounding my right foot down and lifting my left foot. And again, don't get too caught up here trying to open your hip past the point that's appropriate for your body. And hands either to your hips, heart center, Anjali prayer mudra, or press your palms up towards the sky. If you're not smiling, go ahead and bring a smile to your face, to your eyes. And thank the trees for their grounding presence, safety, security, everything that they offer. And send your love to them. Exhale, release. Thank you for practicing with me. If you would like to take your own Shavasana, final resting pose, or to sit in meditation, in stillness and silence, to continue the grounding process, to continue connecting with the earth, feel free to do so.